Oh, that's
that
a
was
card.
late.
Slide tackle. Oh, goodness, that's a bad one. It really is a bad one.
Hey everyone, I'm Charlie Davies, and we're back for another episode of Instant Replay. We saw a lot of action in round 2 of the MLS Is Back Tournament, so let's take a closer look. We get it started with a wild one. Sporting Kansas City versus Colorado, with Rapids defender Danny Wilson in the spotlight. In the 57th minute, the ball is played over the top behind the Rapids back line. Sporting Kansas City's Kyrie Shelton does a good job of using his body to put himself between the ball and Wilson as he races onto goal. Wilson wraps both hands around Shelton to prevent him from going in on goal, as he is the last line of defense. Initially, referee David Gantar issued a yellow card, but after using VAR, the decision was changed to a straight red. It is clear to me that Colorado's Wilson was the last defender and fouled Shelton by pulling him down. It was denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, with Shelton racing in behind. In my opinion, VAR was used correctly on this one to overturn the yellow card and make it a straight red. Now on to the 68th minute, where SKC's Graham Zusi whips in a ball that appears to deflect off Diego Rubio. There was no handball infraction called on the initial play, but VAR was then signaled for David Gantar to take a second look to see if the ball came off Rubio's hand. When Zusi attempts to cross the ball, Rubio jumps up to block it, extending his arm ever so slightly. You can clearly see on the last replay that the ball does in fact come off Rubio's hand. In the modern game, with IFAB handball law additions, you have to be conscious of keeping your hands by your side or behind your back in situations like this one. Gantar called it a penalty, and I agree. And lastly, in the 73rd minute, Colorado's Jack Price was sent off for foul and abusive language. That makes it their second red card of the night. Ouch! Next up, FC Cincinnati's upset victory over Atlanta United. In the 25th minute, Atlanta's Jake Mulroney receives a second yellow after this tactical foul on Joe Zhao. Mulroney receives his first yellow for this reckless challenge on Matthew Duplan. In my opinion, Victor Rivas was spot on with these calls. Mulroney was beat for pace by Cincy's Zhao and used his arm while lunging his body to take down Zhao in the final third. Both yellow cards were warranted, and we move on to the 50th minute. Ezekiel Barco is fouled on the goal line by Michael Vanderwerf. Referee Victor Rivas points to the spot. Pity Martinez is ready to step up and take the pen. But wait! VAR then steps in and recommends review for possible offside on Barco. Was it a foul? Was it offside? Both good decisions? In my opinion, both good decisions. Yes, it was a foul. Vanderwerf clips Barco with no contact on the ball, and yes, the play was offside. When Barco plays on the ball, Fernando Meza is in an offside position with his right foot just behind Cincy's last defender, Kendall Waston. Right call, play on. Things get worse for Atlanta in injury time when substitute JJ Williams gets tangled up with Kendall Waston in the box while jostling for position. After video review, the referee issues a straight red card for violent conduct for the kickout on Waston. It's clear and obvious he purposely sends his boot into Waston's right leg, not allowed in the game. VAR says red, and it's red. We're on to Real Salt Lake versus Minnesota, where RSL's Justin Miram tackles former Columbus Crew teammate Ethan Finley at the end of the first half. Did Miram deserve a red card for serious foul play? In my opinion, yes he did. He made a lunging effort with force, knowing that if he didn't win that challenge, Finley was on a 2v2 break into their defensive third. He had to come in quick and hard to prevent the attack. Unfortunately for Miram, he was too late and got nothing but Ethan Finley's shin with studs exposed. Miram used excessive force, putting the Minnesota winger's safety in danger. By definition, that's a red. We go to Chicago versus Seattle, where at the start of the second half, the Fire's Robert Baric pulls over the Sounders center back Xavier Arriaga. Baric uses his body and strength well to knock Arriaga off the ball. In my opinion, referee Rosendo Mendoza was correct in not calling a foul here. This is exactly what the Chicago Fire expect from their new Slovenian designated player. This is simply beast mode. No foul, goal. Now let's go to the match between the Portland Timbers and Houston Dynamo. In the 88th minute, Alberth Elise received his second yellow card of the match for a hand to the face to Timber center back Bill Tuiloma. Alberth went from scoring a penalty to receiving 2 yellow cards in 2 minutes. I do agree with referee Ishmael Elfast's decision to hand Elise his first yellow on the challenge to Jorge Villafana. However, in my opinion, the second yellow was harsh. It looked to me like incidental contact to Tuiloma's face as he tried to get around the defender. And finally, what's an El Tráfico without a little controversy? On an LAFC corner kick in the 11th minute, Bradley Wright Phillips and Perry Kitchen get tangled up in the box. Referee Alan Chapman calls a foul on Kitchen and awards LAFC a penalty. Soft penalty or clever play by BWP? In my opinion, a soft penalty is still a penalty. As a defender, when you put your hands on a striker to prevent them from getting to the ball, it will be deemed a penalty. BWP, the wise veteran striker, felt the contact and went down. Once referee Alan Chapman decided to call the penalty, there was no clear and obvious error that would be needed to reverse the call. That's it for week 2. Let me know what you think about these plays in the comments, and remember, if you see anything, use the hashtag #InstantReplay to let us know what plays we should break down in the next episode. We'll see you next time.
Want to see some more of this? Check out these goals over here. Hit subscribe to get all of our videos.